everybody, One of Wiisdom here, 1:38 in the morning. We kind of had our learning curve video with Starcast Top Path, which turned out to not be that great. But then something dawned on me while I was sitting there. I got him some cash, ambush cash, because Chaos is leveled up, Crankcase is leveled up, Kingpin, Golden Queen, Mr. Cat's a sorcerer, so I think his numbers are screwed. It's been rough here, needless to say, but something that I was curious about. I doubt this would have happened, but I didn't think of it until now. I'm pretty tired, and I was kind of... I don't know why I was losing my voice so bad there, but anyway, if you recall, we've got this jump slam attack. They do 8 to 12, there's like 10 of the shurikens. I wondered if the upgraded Megastar would, spin those. I'm assuming not. Truth be told, I don't really care to reset him to find that out, because honestly, I'd rather do an introduction for Airstrike and some of the other characters, but what we're gonna do here, I thought, is a nice refresher course, again, since this is our first, guinea pig Skylander research. I got him the money he needs. Again, this is important for everyone, especially if there's no discount. The base upgrades, which total out to be 500, 700, 900, and this one, even though the price doesn't show there, is 1200. So 1200, 2100, 2800, 3300. 3300 for our base upgrades. The path upgrades, starting with number 1, 1700, second one, 2200, third one, 3000, total out to be 6900. So if you want to go like we're going to do in this video, from box stock, all 4 of our base upgrades and the 3 path upgrades, we're going to need 10,200. The soul gem is 4K. I know, because we actually have it for a few characters, believe it or not. And that would bring your total upgrade price to 14,200. Again, going from people I communicate with in the Skylander community, like Ethan, who has progressed farther than me. He's yet to see a discount, Wing Sapphires, Portal Master ranks, things along those lines. And he's not seen anything that suggests you can switch the path. So, it's going to be 14,200 every time. So essentially, if you took the top path and you're like, I don't know, that doesn't look good, or you see my video for the bottom path and you're like, that looks better, you're going to have to reset, you're going to have to re-earn the 14,200. My advice, use the money trick. That's the best way to do it, particularly when you're like me and you're petrified of moving forward and advancing in this game for fear of increasing stats, which then alter what we do here with Skylanders research. That said, just for a quick overview, Shadow Form Decoy, press Y to summon a decoy from the darkness. Enemies will ignore Starcast when the decoy is active, a la Stealth Elf. Basically what that does, it runs around 8 seconds. It's got a spin attack that does 8 to 12, and it'll do a ground pound 26 to 39 with a little blast radius. Extra dimensional shurikens, keep tapping X to finish the combo with 2 larger and more powerful shurikens. So what this does, you can throw 4 basically that are 20 to 30. The 5th and 6th, quote unquote, finish the combo. They do 26 to 39, and they send enemies airborne. Dense dimensional shuriken, press X while surfing the Megastar to throw a huge extra heavy exploding shuriken. What this one does, 21 to 32, if it hits an enemy while it's in the air, it basically lodges in the ground and it generates an explosion with 64 to 96 as the damage number. And then finally, our last base upgrade is Get Over Here. Press Y and the Shadow Form Decoy will summon a vortex, which brings nearby enemies closer before he attacks. Nothing too fancy here, but basically, if there's an enemy between you and the decoy, it will pull them towards the decoy. It's kind of a mid-range deal. It's not like you can summon a Chompy from the bottom corner of the screen to the decoy that's in the top corner. But it does have decent range, I would say. You can kind of see that in the base upgrade video. So we're going to pick that up. We just spent 3,300, and now we need 6,900 to pick up these 3 upgrades. That said, this is cool, and I didn't know this until last time, but if you inadvertently pick buy, I figured it would say, are you sure you want to take this path? But what happens, you can see it's like, wait, you can buy either path. What's the deal? Well, we want to go down here with the bottom path, enhance the decoy. And so you're like, wait, how do you know it's enhance the decoy? Well, we click buy, And then it tells us, so that's where this screen is. Makes a little bit more sense, right? But enhance the decoy is upgrade the shadow form decoy. If you want to see Mega Start Me Up, it is uploaded. It was a little bit longer, than this one and the others will be, primarily because it was our true guinea pig, went forward knowing nothing about this process, and subsequently it takes a little bit longer. So enhance the decoy, upgrade the shadow form decoy. This is what you in the comment section recommended, and I went with what you advised, and I hope you're correct, because as much as I like Starcast and enjoyed his base upgrades, Top Path of Mega Start Me Up didn't really impress me. I love the first one, Star Stomp. Star Leap and Star Shard's not really my cup of tea. They could have been a lot better with simple enhancements, but they were just kind of bland and lacking in my opinion. Now there is the prospect that the jump attack might have been tied in with him. I don't think so. But if for some reason you're on the top path and you're like, hey, I threw those 10 shurikens in the ground and that spinning star, when I bailed off of it, shot all of them and they did 200 damage, please tell me. But otherwise, that path kind of disappointing. So we're going to see what Enhance the Decoy is going to be like. And yes, that is proving to be true from what I've experienced, and more importantly, what those who have advanced in the game much farther than me have said. Looks like we can only pick one. No Skylander Tutor Revelation thing like that. I had hoped Skylander Tutor, and I said this multiple times, that was the best feature Superchargers brought to the game, in my opinion. And now it's gone, but I guess that makes it... you can look back fondly on Superchargers, I suppose, so... And mainly, I mean, even I know it's not a ton, but just getting to keep those base upgrades helps. And then the main thing, you can switch freely once you've purchased both of them, which I thought was super cool. But maybe moving forward, they will reinstate that. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with just like, hey, buy a second figure, which I don't mind. But in all honesty, I don't think that top path is really worth me going out and getting a second Starcast. Unless, of course, I wanted one sealed, in which case, if you're sort of that type of a collector, yes, you've got it made. I don't have the financial capabilities really to do that with a justification, trying to keep food on the table and a roof over the head anyway. So we're going to kind of stick to the best path possible. So hopefully it will be the bottom one, and let's investigate that now. Star of the show for 1700, Shadow Form Decoy shoots 6 homing projectiles. I love the count. Why? Because I don't have to do it that way. I know there's going to be 6 of them. We don't have to count them out. We can focus on the damage that they do. Speaking of that, what we know from the base upgrades, we had 8 seconds with the Shadow Form Decoy. It did a spin attack that generated 8 to 12 damage, but then that ground pound was 26 to 39. How this integrates, if it replaces those, if it's is going to do the spin attack, then shoot these, then the spin attack, then a ground pound, we'll have to kind of see. But let's pick it up and see what we've got to work with here. So we're going to back right on out of here, and we're going to spawn in our Shadow Form Decoy. Spin attack, ground pound. Okay, so it's going to go in that order. Spin attack, ground pound, and then Star of the show, essentially. And that basically is all he can do. His 8 seconds are now filled with activity. And kind of standing around, let's be honest. He could be a little bit more efficient with his time, but that's sort of nitpicking on our end. So let's do it again. Spin attack, ground pound. And so they're going to do 16 to 24. So let's just go ahead and log that. And that's actually not a bad thing. 6 projectiles at 16 to 24. I didn't see by any means like 6 damage numbers. Let's spawn him maybe that direction and see if he'll sort of go at it in that manner. Power stance, taunt, spin, ground pound. Maybe there are, I don't know. We can slow it down in editing. Which you won't be there for live commentary when I do that, but hey. Cool. Indeed. Taunts, spin, ground pound. Projectiles did nothing that time. I'm going to try to get him as best I can right between these guys. We want to make sure he's still doing the 8 to 12 and then the 26 to 39. Come on, spin into him. Ow, so close. Okay, I'm seeing, I think, 4 numbers. There very well could be 6, but nonetheless, I mean, I'll take it. You know, it's better than not having nothing, so let's move on.
Yes, I am pretty good. I
Alright,
think
up
you know that
next for
already.
2200, we've got Dark in Power. That looks so cool. That decoy, I mean, like, here's Starcast, right? There's the decoy. I honestly like the aesthetics of the decoy pretty well. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer Starcast aesthetics or the decoy? I think the decoy looks cool. It sort of ties in like, you know, Dark Space Yeti plus robot. You know, I don't know. Something about that just looks cool to me, and you can see it again here in Dark and Powerful. It's very very aggressive looking now. Shadow Form Decoy now does even more damage. I'm assuming that this is going to apply to everything just because we have to. We have to do this as best we can. I'm going to spawn this thing as close as I can. Spin into the dummy. Still 8 to 12. Okay. So maybe that was 6, but I feel like I'm at least for sure seeing 4 on the final. But we can confirm the damage numbers exactly what they were base
These
upgrade.
numbers are quite
So my apologies there.
astronomical.
We should have just made him spin earlier. Shadow Form Decoy now does even more damage. Now, when they say this in the past, one would assume 8 to 12 becomes, 10 to 15, 26 to 39 becomes 30 to 45, 16 to 24 becomes 20 to 30, so on and so forth. Oftentimes, it's only been like one thing that gets upgraded. Let's keep our fingers crossed for all 3. So we're going to pick this upgrade up. Okay. It's so weird not having the cutscene, isn't it? I love it, but at the same time, it's just, I'm kind of just, awkwardly pausing because I'm waiting for it, and then I'll complain about it, but it doesn't happen. So, I'd say that's a change in the right direction. It's very cool, like, once or twice, but then once you have seen it, you're kind of like, yeah. So, let me know your thoughts on that one as well. But that said, everything the Shadow Form Decoy does now should be more powerful. So, let's see what we get. We're going to try to put him right there. Perfect. 1726. Whoa. Star of the show, which we'll just call the projectiles. That's kind of long, but it fits in this spreadsheet I've got. So the projectiles I want to get a good number on. I think they may have been 26 to 39. So again, that's 16 to 26. That's a plus 10. I'll take it. Let's see if we can get it. I'm going to spawn it over here. Taunt. Spin. Ground pound. Projectiles. Yes, 26 to 39. Very cool. I'm still not sure if I'm seeing 6 hits or 4. I feel like 4 for sure. Maybe I'm missing the 6. Maybe there's, 5 or they're faded in and out. But nonetheless, can't complain too much. That's decent, I suppose. Last thing we gotta do here is pick up the final upgrade
Yes, I am
down,
pretty
enhance
good.
the decoy, which enhance the
But I
decoy
think
we
you know
have,
that
let's
already.
see. I still like the Star Stomp. If we could put Star Stomp with these two, I would be quite content. Which may be his soul gem, though. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. That'll kind of make up for not having much of that here. But sharp and to the point runs us 3,000. As you can see, we will be living large and in charge with 202 in our bank account. This one thing people have requested is like a community treasure chest. I don't know that we will ever get that because it is cool to have the money stored on the Skylander. That way if you take it to a friend's house, and you've done like the Popthorn money trick or something, you can buy every hat in the game for them and they think you're super cool. But on the flip side, if I could pool all the money, then I could like buy everything. I don't know. It's a mixed bag. That said, sharp and to the point, homing projectiles now pierce enemies. Okay. So this would be our only homing projectile, I suppose. If it enhanced the shurikens, though, I would be quite happy. We'll find out. But homing projectiles, which I assume will be tied in with Star of the Show, now pierce enemies. Also, Starcast has a greater critical hit chance when Shadow Form Decoy is active. Okay, I'll take that. Even though I'm not a fan of critical hits, which I assume that what I've been saying is attack is actually critical hit. Mentioned that last time. But again, it's hard to know with no text describing it, Just have numbers on the screen. But we will buy that. And again, 202 towards our Soul Gem purchase of $4,000. Note, however, if that did increase the critical hit, it's only going to be when the shadow form is active, and it did nothing to the 6 here on the screen, which all that seems to go up when we level up. I'll sort of keep tabs on that with some of these early characters we do, so we can sort of devise a method to the madness, assuming there is one. But let's check this out. So the shurikens are still doing 20. We fire off 5 and 6. They're still 26 to 39. The jump and shuriken didn't get anything. Still 8 to 12. And that leads me to believe we do need the shadow decoy here to appreciate this. So 26-39 is what they were doing.
Cool.
Okay. Not. Oh, there's a lot of numbers on one dummy. You can maybe spread those around this time. Okay, hey, I saw a lot of exclamation marks, so I assume that increased the number of crits we had. And that actually did look more like 6, like a 3 and a 3 stacked on top of each other. But we'll assume, we'll take them at their word. What it means by piercing the enemy, I don't know if it means we can go through Chompy 1 and Chompy 2 and kill Chompy 3 as well, or if it will lodge in an enemy and perhaps generate extra damage. But something we haven't checked, note 0 criticals out of that whole 1 through 6 there. So we're going to spawn this guy. Just pay attention to what... Wow, yeah. That actually did increase the crits. So, let me... 16 to 24 is what we do with the Megastar. So let's get the Decoy. Megastar. Yeah, okay, so that's worthwhile. That's at least measurable and quantitative in terms of critical hits. And it does seem to, I would say, reward a little bit better than the others. So what I am doing now is going up here. I promise we'll open Aurora's chest. Don't worry.
Skylander.
We're just going to do it in her video. Which I wanted to do tonight, but it's 2 in the morning. And I still need to unbox the Wii U starter pack. Choices. Or I could sleep. I don't know. I'm probably going to do Aurora or the starter pack, let's be honest. But what I want to do here is just investigate. And if you note, Starcast seems slower. If you haven't seen my other videos, sadly, this is the speed Starcast will be in the game, which, to our credit, that makes the Megastar a little bit more appreciable. But it's 26:39. What am I saying? His speed is actually accurately depicted here in the Academy. At the map, everyone sort of has a speed buff so you can get around quicker, which is cool, but it was unfortunate discovering that, in like the disappointing way. So, anyway, what I want to do here is just let the shadow form decoy go at this dude. He is wrecking him. Wow. one fail swoop there, my friend. Let's get 2 of these clowns in here. Shadow form decoy. Oh, he's down there. Okay, let's try this once more. We'll do the shadow form first. Not entirely sure what... Don't you try to ambush me, fool. Not entirely sure what that is going to entail in terms of piercing enemies. But if we get to a point where we're playing a Starcast and we see Chompies and the homing projectiles slice through, we'll sort of have a good feel for it. So, with that said, we have completed our first round of Skylanders research. We still technically lack the Soul Gem. It's in Sky Fortress, which isn't that in early chapter... Aha! Well, fairly early. So the question is, can I get there without leveling anyone up? And the answer is going to be no, and that makes my life insanely complicated. So, yeah, I mean, what they did, again, it benefits pretty much everyone, myself included, but it makes Skylanders research from the box stock virgin number standpoint really difficult to figure out. But I will do my best. We will make the most of it. Rest assured, even if I have to do 4 videos, possibly even 5, really, if we want to focus on the Sky Chi, which, again, that's a whole nother bag right there. But we'll have, box stock and base upgrades right in one. Path 1, Path 2, Soul Gem, and Sky Chi. All I can tell you is everything will be comprehensively documented in the spreadsheet. So, oneofwisdom.com, skylanderclub.com. That's where you can find those fine pieces of work I throw together for your benefit. And I hope they help you out. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you enjoy these videos as well. If you're ever looking at spreadsheets and you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, the way I worded something, watch the video and you'll be able to then describe it in your own terms and understand what I meant and how you would describe it, so on and so forth. But that said, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you enjoy what you see here. If you really want to help me out, spread the word on the channel. I am not in a third-party partnership. Pretty much everyone else doing Skylanders is, and that's why they cross-promote over me, and that sucks on my end. Let's spread the word and see if we can't grow the channel grassroots like I've been trying to do here. You can follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, assuming it works. If it doesn't, which it hasn't, I will be streaming on Beam, so you can follow me there, be amongst one of the first few to do so. And I am still currently trying to figure out how to play this game and progress, in like the story here, moving on to Mushroom River, for example, and not completely screw up Skylanders research. And I haven't really figured that out yet. So it's going to be interesting, and it's probably going to involve me having to reset a ton of characters and lose a ton of levels and progress and money and rinse and repeat. And I don't know. I guess I do it for you. So hopefully, hopefully this benefits you. And like I said, sort of the big payoff will be these spreadsheets that'll kind of log everything for everyone. So like I said, you can find those oneofwisdom.com, skylanderclub.com. And again, seriously, I've got the Beam link down below. Follow me there, because assuming Twitch continues to not work, I'll be streaming this game on Beam. So take advantage of that. That said, I will wrap this up. I'm really wanting to do Aurora's base upgrade, so I think I'm going to do that. And I can sleep when I'm dead, which will probably come sooner with all the sleep I've missed. But hey, make the most of the life you've been given, right? So that said, thanks so much for watching. I will quit rambling, and I hope I will catch you back here for our next installment of Skylanders Imaginators Research.